Hello, ladies, my friends who are joining me on this trip to Utah and Colorado for petroglyph hunting and dinosaur viewing and expedition adventure seeking journeys. We have potentially 4 destinations. Dinoland KOA is a campsite lodging site that I could see us staying in the centrally located Vernal, Utah. Dinosaur National Monument is a NPS, National Park Services, federally managed park in Colorado. That would be north of Vernal, Utah. The town of Dinosaur is east of Vernal, Utah, and potentially home to many dinosaur statues and hokey souvenir tchotchke shops. Then finally, Fantasy Canyon, Utah is south of Vernal and is a Bureau of Land Management, BLM, which is state maintained parks in Utah. Now, what is this all about? Well, first is friendship. It's not about the destination, it's about the friends we make along the way. But the destination is also incredibly important in this case because I'm planning a field trip for grown-ups. Come on. Why are we going girls only, female-oriented ladies trip? Why are we doing gal pals and no boys allowed? Well, Beverly, your husband is your best friend. Why is he not invited? Well, if he comes with me, we have to figure out what to do with the kids, and probably that means them coming with us. And if they come with us, then we have to be parents, and that is inarguably less fun than planning a field trip just for grown-ups and having a grand old time using both of my hands and my entire brain to just have fun. Plus, we can bond with our friend groups over different things when we travel solo versus with partners, but that's less important to me than the being a parent part. Here's where we're going. Again, Dinosaur, Colorado is the small town just east of Vernal. Dinosaur National Monument is what is on the background here. That is the NPS federally maintained park just north of Vernal. Petroglyph-Hunting is every orange square you see in this background map. And Fantasy Canyon, Utah is not pictured here, but is south of Vernal, Utah. And I have seen lots of photos online that people go crazy about the dinosaur theme in this whole area, which is equally as exciting and fun to me as the actual field trip parts of it. So the main variable that we have information about right now is the dates. We sent out doodle polls. We got some results. And the criteria I was looking for inclusion criteria, is that there were 4 or more consecutive days with a majority of votes that people would be able to attend. Now, this is 6 months out. I am hoping that we could extend our trip to a little longer than the 4 days because travel on the front and back takes up a whole day. So I am hoping to extend it by at least 1 day on each of the 3 date ranges listed. Factors that I considered in this PowerPoint is the cost of travel, weather at the destination, and park season opening dates. So that should help us whittle down whether we go March, April, or May. Here is a travel cost by date matrix. This is whether we fly into Denver or Salt Lake City. And I looked at 3 major airlines to get this data. I looked at Delta Airlines, United Airlines, and American Airlines because they fly out of the airport that is closest to me. Then I looked at car rental, but I really should have said minivan rental because that's the only vehicle class that I looked at. The D stands for Denver. The S stands for Salt Lake City. The pattern that emerges here is that Salt Lake City is invariably more expensive, except for that one spring break weird thing happening with dollar rental in March. Outside of that, Salt Lake City is always more expensive. So, the least expensive dates are to fly into Denver in April, get a budget car rental in April, with a runner-up in May, and again, runner-up in May. So that aligns very nicely, and it helps us really whittle down not to go in March. Origami bird. We're moving on to weather. The background suggests we are looking at only weather, but this is sky things in general. So, for our dates in April, the average temperature in the month of April, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. We are going later in April. So the range for the entire month is 32 degrees to 62 degrees Fahrenheit. What about our specific trip dates? We're looking at the high 50s, mid 40s. High 50s during the day, mid 40s at night. There are 7 rainy days for the whole month. I do not know where those lie, if they are scattered evenly throughout the month, if they are front heavy, middle heavy, or end heavy. I have no idea. And the average sunny time is 10 hours a day. Of note, the Lyrids meteor shower does happen during the time of this trip. And with us being near NPS and BLM parks, we have a great chance of having a beautifully clear sky, meaning lower light pollution in this region of the U.S. that we could potentially also schedule some nighttime viewing opportunities and really experience dinosaur hunting to another degree by also watching what killed the dinosaurs. Let's look at May. Average temp for the whole month of May is 55 degrees. The range of temperatures we're looking at is 42 to 70 degrees. What about our trip dates? Specific to May 1st through 5th, we're looking at the low 60s during the day, low 50s at night. There are 9 rainy days a month. Again, I do not know the distribution of these rainy days. Average sunny time is 10 hours and 42 minutes. No meteor showers are happening in May. So that could potentially be a factor of whether or not we choose April. Do we want to also coincide with a really cool natural event, a meteor shower phenomenon, to enhance this trip even more? So we're back to our variables page. I have clearly marked off March because that was a bummer when it came to cost. It's also a bummer with weather, but we didn't even look at weather. Solely paying attention to weather, I don't know that there is a huge difference between that week of April and that week of May. So let's look at park season opening dates and see if that helps us clearly define a time to go. park reopening. Dinosaur National Monument is open year-round with holiday closures. However, no holiday closures happen during our dates. It's open 24 hours a day. There is a $25 vehicle park fee, which, if we take a minivan, we would just evenly distribute the cost of that $25 among 4 or 5 people. The Vernal Field office with the BLM reports no holiday closures and no fees to enter. So, with all 3 factors considered, the cost of travel allowed us to remove March. The weather at the destination is not decidedly better one month versus the other, especially since late March and early May are so close in their times. And the park season opening dates were not a factor that we have to worry about considering any of the dates here. So what did we learn? Well, not March. We do need to fly into Denver whenever we go because car rentals are cheaper and the cost of the flight is cheaper. Late April is the most cost effective and does come with the Lyrids meteor shower. So that is my vote and that is my recommendation. However, this is a group trip and I am open to your feedback and your questions and comments. Always remember to cite any information that does not belong to you. Thank you and have a great day.